Hello and welcome along to the feature race review for the month of January 2020. The New Year Cup on New Year's Day is the annual curtain raiser in the feature race calendar here at the Singapore Turf Club, over 1,200 metres on the poly track. And a few weeks later, on Chinese New Year, for which was the year of the rat for 2020, the 1,400 metre Fortune Bowl on turf provided us with a superb race and a superb finish, not to let down the Kranji faithful who attended over Chinese New Year. In this episode, we'll look back at both feature races which were played out in the month of January and two excellent renewals of both the New Year Cup and the Fortune Bowl. And so to the first feature of 2020, the New Year Cup, for which an excellent lineup was assembled for this Group 3 contest, including Skywalk for James Peters, immaculately turned out in the parade ring beforehand. So too at the races was number 3, Bold Thruster, a horse of considerable talent, representing Michael Clements for the Tivik stable. Constant Justice, last year's winner, was bidding to hold on to his crown, this time for Cliff Brown, who had taken over the training of last year's victor, and he certainly a horse to be respected. Also in the lineup, young stars going forward, such as Surpass Natural for Letitia Dragon, horse number 9, who had done very little wrong leading into this. Now You See, also in the race for KS Tarn, who had tasted group success here at Kranji already, and a big ride for young apprentice Krisna, who was the man in the saddle. And John Sandradas, a big group race ride for him as well, on board a very progressive horse by the name of River Radiance for ZL Mock, who was bidding to win his first group race of his training career. As runners headed out to the track, there was plenty of anticipation ahead of the first group race of the year, but it was an upset that was in store for us here at Kranji, and Now You See going best of all.
Gates are back and they're off, and Bold Thruster missed it 3 lengths. He's last on settling the thruster. Good speed, Now You See, Surpass Natural, Elite Power, Constant Justice, Skywalk, the first 4 or 5. Sacred Rebel keen in the blinkers, Distinctive Darcy over on the inside. Followed by Baraz, River Radiance, plotting a wide course, the outside of Lim Samurai Webster, and Bold Thruster is last after bombing the start, going up towards the 800 metres. And Now You See the first off the back. He leads 3/4, Constant Justice. Surpass Natural just behind them. Followed then by Sacred Rebel, Skywalk, River Radiance only 3 or 4 off the lead, tracking up 3 and 4 deep on the outside. Then came Baraz, Distinctive Darcy, Elite Power, Lim Samurai Webster, Bold Thruster. He'll have to be very good from there. Into the straight, and Now You See says Catch Me If You Can, led by 4 on Sacred Rebel, Surpass Natural, River Radiance being called upon to the outside, then Skywalk at the 250. Now You See, he's still out in front here from Sacred Rebel, River Radiance, 100 metres to go. Bold Thruster wide out. It's Now You See still in front though. He's run them into the ground here, Now You See, and Now You See a big win. Scores from a wall. Skywalk grabs second, Bold Thruster enormous third, River Radiance, Baraz, Surpass Natural, then Lim Samurai, Elite Power, Sacred Rebel, Webster, followed by Distinctive Darcy and Constant Justice.
I just jump and go forward, let him set him nice pace to him, and coming to the straight, give me good response.
He certainly did. I heard Michael Rod on the way back telling you to enjoy it, so I hope you do. Very well done and well deserved.
Yeah, thank you.
Is it fair to say that this horse is that little bit problematic, so that adds further to this victory?
No. There was one run that sort of flattened out. I think when Daniel rode him the last time, he just said he got tired the last furlong. We gave him a break, and we always say we're going to come back for this one, see how he goes. But I feel bad because Army Road was supposed to ride, and then his pass didn't come through. And I had a dream Krishna won on a black horse. I just didn't know which one. So he was only available for this one, so we chucked him on this one, and it turned out well.
Very well done.
Thank you.
So the premonition for KS Tarn ringing true with success in the New Year Cup with Now You See, and a big day for that man, Krisna, winning his first group race, and a day he will never forget, taking out the New Year Cup for 2020. So on to the Fortune Bowl over Chinese New Year, and it's the year of the rat for 2020, and Count of Monte Cristo was lining up in the race, one of the highest rated horses under MRA rules of racing. Bold Thruster was back to atone for a slow start in the New Year Cup, and he was once again the mount of Vlad Jurek for trainer Michael Clements. Cliff Brown fielded more than one runner, and one of them was What's New, a quality mare who had tasted group success on 2 occasions back in 2019, as well as this horse, Gold Strike, who ran second in the Singapore Gold Cup. Could he start 2020 off with a bang? And also in the field was the James Peters trained Grand Kunta, the likeable grey, who was to be the mount of the only female jockey riding at Kranji, that being Alicia Collett, and he certainly looked fresh and well beforehand in the parade ring. As runners headed out to the track, it was certainly a race that was eagerly anticipated, and around at the barriers, the big question would be, would that horse, Bold Thruster, start on terms? If he could, he would certainly be every chance in the Fortune Bowl, and as it played out, he certainly didn't let his supporters down.
Set. Racing, Bold Thruster jumped well for him. Good speed from Gingerella. Grand Kunta's going up there as well. Surpassed Natural handy to the pace. When they settle down, it's Gingerella leading. Grand Kunta, Bold Thruster going up wider out. Then Surpassed Natural, he's just off the speed now. Then Baraz, Buddy, Pennywise. Further back was Elite Power and Count of Monte Cristo, Skywalk, War Affair. Watch News been run off her leg. She's back near the tail with Sacred Choir and Gold Strikers. Last of all, Bold Thruster going keen. Up on the outside of Gingerella, Grand Kunta slotted in perfectly from the gate. He's just behind them, running third with cover. Then Baraz, Surpassed Natural next, followed by Buddy, Pennywise. Elite Power being ridden for luck. Count of Monte Cristo's in the 3 and 4 wide line. He's getting a nice drag up into the race. Further back then as they turn, War Affair. They're on the bend. Bold Thruster the first for home in the Fortune Bowl. Leading Gingerella and Grand Kunta under a hold. Behind those, Surpassed Natural. Further back was Baraza, and starting to duck through was Elite Power below the 300. Bold Thruster led. Grand Kunta's trying to get after him. Elite Power, Gingerella the inside, then Count of Monte Cristo, Surpassed Natural, 200 to go. Grand Kunta going to Bold Thruster. Count of Monte Cristo down the outside. It's Grand Kunta, Bold Thruster. They engage in a stirring duel. Grand Kunta, Bold Thruster. They go to the line. Bold Thruster just held Grand Kunta. Third in was Count of Monte Cristo. Fourth might be Elite Power just ahead of Surpassed Natural, Sacred Choir, then Gold Strike. Behind them, Gingerella, Watch New, War Affair, Pennywise, Baraz. Next over was Skywalk and Buddy, the last in.
Look, a really gutsy win from the horse. We've always known he's a quality horse. He's got the ability. Obviously, it all depended on how he jumped out the barriers today and if he was going to get the 7 furlongs. So a pretty big effort from him to obviously get out the barrier as well, but then to lead, look like a beaten horse halfway up the straight and fight back and win. It's a really good effort. Very pleased for the horse and for the owners.
That was a mighty performance from a horse that you've never really lost faith in. You've always been a huge advocate of this horse, and that was brilliant today.
Yeah, he's a bulldog. You know, he doesn't make your job too easy. You know, he went to play up again today in the barriers. I was very confident after his trial the other day, but just being race day and he was switched on going out onto the track, and I gave him a bit of a can at the end of the start just to try and get a bit of nervous energy out of him, and got in the barriers and went to have a play again. But you know, thank goodness the timing was right. He put his head straight when the gates opened and broke nicely, and then from there on I just had to ride my race, and you know, he was wanting the lead, so I didn't really have much option but to let him stride forward, and I didn't really have a plan because there was a lot of speed in the race. So, but when he got to the front, he put his head down and relaxed good for a couple of furlongs, and then just waited till he switched leads, give him a squeeze. And the other horse, a very good horse, he come to me very quick, and I was worried because he had a light weight compared to my horse. So, but credit to my bloke, he dug deep at the finish. You know, when I give him a roar, he kept sticking his head out. God bless him.
Well, that was January 2020 as far as the feature races were concerned here at the Singapore Turf Club. And as I'm sure you'll agree, 2 very deserved winners indeed. Now You See was emphatic on the polytrack, scorching the surface in the New Year Cup to win for young apprentice Krishna, and KS Tan, the winning trainer. And the Fortune Bowl over the Chinese New Year period did not let us down at all. Bold Thruster, fantastic in victory for Vlad Juric and Michael Clements. I do hope you've enjoyed this feature race review for the month of January. Many thanks for watching, and goodbye.